Today, I am going to be doing a monthly reset for the month of November, where I will be updating some goals, setting some to-dos, updating my monthly budget, and maybe even giving my planner a small refresh. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Tracy and I am a girl with plans. So as you heard in the intro, we have a lot to get to today. However, I'm going to try to be brief in all of that. I'm not going to have like a lot of in-depth stuff for either of the budget, the goals, or the to-dos. So that's why I think I can get it all in one video. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with the budget. So I did a budget with me video last month at the beginning of October. It was probably a little rough. It was my first ever budget video. I don't know that I'm going to do those too often. I just kind of wanted to do one like last time because I talk about how I do weekly tracking, but I never really talk about how I kind of figure out how much I have to play with as far as each of my categories. So I kind of wanted to go over that. I may do another one at some point. Maybe I'll do one every quarter, one every 6 months. We'll see, but it's going to be very few videos. However, I am going to keep up with the tracking a little bit more better than I had been previously. So in that video, I went through all of my expenses. That's pretty much what it was. I figured out my essential bills and my non-essential bills. These are pretty much set payments that come out every month, whether I like it or not, especially the essentials, obviously. The non-essentials, I could cancel if push came to shove, but you know, I'm not going to do that. So I have those to kind of give me an idea of what I have. And then I have my other essentials. Those are things that I have to purchase every month, but these are like fluctuating and how much I spend based on the month. So like you can see here, it's groceries, gas, health, car, which is mainly an oil change, which I just got. So we're good there. Over-the-counter meds and home. And this is kind of what I was thinking month to month. So some of these are like a little bit low because I don't have to purchase things every month. So I was looking at this more as like a quarterly update, which is probably something I am going to do quarterly. So when it comes to quarterly, if like over the counter, then that would be $60 a quarter for that. And that should be fine because my doctor does write me a little bit more like prescriptions that would kind of cover some of the over-the-counter things because sometimes it could be cheaper that way. And then I have my other semi-essential expenses. So these are things that could be essentials depending upon what's going on that month. Like clothing sometimes can be an essential. Like sometimes you may have to buy something for a certain purpose, but a lot of times with me, clothing is not really an essential. It's just, hey, that's a cute shirt. I want to buy it. So that's why it's a semi-essential. Hair, I have to get my hair done. I think I do. But that's usually a couple times a year. This year's actually going to be 3 times, but yeah. Self-care, I do have a massage membership. My first payment just came out on the 30th. Because it's a brand new membership, they're having a glitch in the system, so I haven't actually been able to book it yet. But yeah, so basically I pay on the 30th, but it's to be used in November. And then beauty, and then home. So there we go. And then emergency funds. Those are just funds I want to ensure that every month, if I do tinker with savings, I do have a certain amount that I send to savings every month. That is taken off from the top. So when I'm doing my budget, and I look at my income, I do my income and then I deduct my savings. And after I deduct how much I want to put into savings, that's what I look at to make sure I have to pay for the rest of it. But I can tinker with my savings if I have to. And then potential expenses for non-essential subscriptions. Those are phantom expenses because as I mentioned in that budget with me video, I do like subscriptions, so I want to just budget for them every month. So that way, again, that's one less thing I have to pull from my savings to pay for. I would already have it in my monthly funds. And then I added everything up and I got my total. And then that gave me a true overage, which is what I think it might have been a little bit more than 600, but I'm like, we're going to stay low. So was not low. I mean, when I say a little over 600, it probably wasn't over 7, but I just rounded down to 600. And then I just did some subcategories to try to keep me a little bit more in check. These subcategories didn't work that great. mainly the craft again. But yeah, so we'll just take a quick look at, this is how I did it. Like I said, I'm going through this super fast. I hope that's okay, but I am not someone who budgets very much. So like, I don't really feel like I have enough to really go into this, but so in depth. So I do weekly expenses. So this is the Happy Planner budget planner. They are supposed, I'm sorry, you're supposed to track your expenses weekly. I don't do that. I just put the category up here. Like this is essentials. So like that essential category, which was here, those expenses are now on this page. And then like for the month, I spent $475 for beauty and self-care. For the month, I spent 50 plus the 80. I kept them separate. I don't know why, but whatever. Non-essentials, I spent $295 plus the $18.55. I don't know why I didn't add that in. For crafts, I did $140, $169, but then I also spent an extra $36 on label paper. So that was $178 total. I think I did it separate just in case I wanted to create a new category for stuff like this. Because a lot of this is just stuff that I buy because I like to plan. This is more hobby stuff. This is more like a girl with plan stuff. Like I rep for Martina Sticker Company, so I do printable stickers. So I want to make sure I have plenty of label paper or sticker paper is really what it is. So I wasn't sure if I was going to separate that, but right now I'm just keeping it together. So like I said, I had $100 budget for crafts, but 178 is where I ended up. And then Temu, which was others and gifts. These are gifts, $19.50. And then some random other non-essentials or semi-essentials were $33.18. So what I did is I wrote all that out and then I put them on one of these other blank weekly expense pages, which I don't use for weekly expenses. And that told me how much I had in overage. So for extras, I had the $600, but after I did the crafts, the others, and even the fast food, that left me with $370.27. And I knew already that my small purchases I made for gifts was going to be way under that. So I had did a FabFitFun subscription again. So now I have 2 annual subscriptions for them, but it's worth it in my book. So I paid the annual subscription. So I went ahead and added that under the $600, and that still left me a buffer of $72.01. So I have $72.01 extra after all of those expenses. Hope that makes sense. Like I said, I'm going through this fast. And then essentials, I still had $84 or $85 left over. And then semi-essentials, I had 120. So even though some of these I had a lot left over or a decent amount left over, I do know like November when it comes to essentials. So I'm not going to have an oil change. That came out of the essentials this month. But I know that next month, I'm not going to have an oil change, but groceries cost is going to go up because of Thanksgiving. So I have to think about that. So I think I'm going to keep all of the money that I've budgeted pretty much the same. It worked in November. I'm going to see if it works it worked in October. So I'm going to see if it works in November, if I can stay under budget for each of these categories. Not necessarily the subcategories, but each of the categories. And if that holds true, that will probably also be my December budget. I've already kind of set it aside. So like I said, I was going to keep the $600 here. I did up the craft to $150. I don't need a lot. I've actually already written my Christmas wish list, and it's very small. I want an Erin Condren removable cover. Like those are like $8. So I want like 1 or 2 of those, or I might just get a notebook. If the notebook prices are really cheap on Black Friday, I'd rather get the notebook with a removable cover because then I get a removable cover and paper. So we'll see. And then I want to get probably a mystery box or 2 from Archer and Olive. That's all that's really on my wish list. But Live Love Posh has done a sneak peek on their channel about a Christmas bundle. So I have to think about that. So I don't know. So yeah, social, I did lower it from 100 to 75 because I did not use any of that 100. I think I may use $10 or $15. Hobbies, 75. I went up from 25 because again, Black Friday, and hobbies are probably going to be like books or something like that. Gifts, I went up from 166 to 250. Just because I think I'm going to probably I'm hoping to get a lot of my shopping done this month versus next month. But I don't have a lot of gifts to buy for. I just have like my parents really to buy for. I've already purchased a few gifts already. So that should leave me a buffer, and then I can set aside some more money in December for any remaining gifts that I want to pick up. And then other is just 50, and that's because I had all of this came to 550 and I had 50 left over. The only other thing is big purchases. And I'm thinking about maybe getting a new laptop, specifically a MacBook. And I won't get a new fancy one, so like $1,000 should be all. But that's what I'm thinking about getting. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to reduce my savings by $500 this month and $500 in December to cover that $1,000, because I would be putting it on a credit card, which means I wouldn't be paying it until December anyway. So that's like a quick recap of my budget. I don't really have to change anything. That's why I said it could be fast, but I kind of wanted to go over it just a little bit in case you guys didn't check out the budget with me, and then you can kind of see how I kind of close out the month of October and try to start for the following month. Now, you guys, this is a cash envelope system. What? Yes. Okay, so I use pretty much almost exclusively credit cards, not debit cards, but credit cards. I pay them off every month. But I like the fact that some of them you get like 5% cash back or 4% cash back. And I use that cash back, and I don't even include that in my budget. It's just free money. So like I don't like all of a sudden be like, oh, I spent $150 on crafts, but I got $5 cash back from Capital One, so I'm going to say $145. I don't do that. That's why I like to use the credit cards over cash or a debit card. Because of those extra perks you get with it. However, there are instances where I need to have cash for certain expenses. And previously I was keeping them in just envelopes. And when I say envelopes, I mean your like thin little cheap bank envelopes. I had several of those with like one of them had 20s, one of them had 5s, and one of them had 1s. It wasn't a lot of money. But this is money I didn't want to keep with me on my person, because I only keep like $20 cash on me at all times. So, yeah, so I've been having that in my house, and I'm like, I'm going to get one of these to store that cash, and then I can designate what it's for. So now that I have a massage membership, I need to have tip money, and that's something that I need to budget for as well, which I think is actually going to be covered. But right now, it really doesn't need to be covered because I have enough to get me through. I have $40 in here. That'll get me through November and part of December, because I'll probably do $20, $25 a massage. And then my hair salon, I have to pay cash at the hair salon. I don't have to pay cash, but you do get charged a 4 or 5% fee if you pay with plastic, and your girl ain't doing that. So I do pay cash. Right now I have $50 cash in here. However, I usually go get like partial or full highlights, but this time I'm only going to get like a front refresh. So that's going to be less than what I pay for a partial. And like with the tip, I think the partial was like $125. So I'm guessing it's going to be at least under that. So I have 50, so I at least have to maybe put 50 more. And my appointment is now in December, so that'd be fine. And then I have a travel cash envelope, which I don't have anything in. I'm probably going to put $1 in here when I get an abundance of those, because, you know, you need the little cheap dollar bills to give people like $2 and $3 tips for like, you know, helping get your luggage out of the car and onto a cart. And then this is just other cash that I don't want to keep on me. It goes in there. So that's what I'm using my budget envelope, my budget binder for. I got this off of Amazon for $5, y'all. I'll try to link it if I can remember it down in the description box. So that's my budget refresh. Now we're going to go to my goals refresh. September. Yes. We're going to chat a little bit about goals. I'm going to be doing my goal setting system a little bit different come the new year. You will probably be hearing all about that in December. You will be hearing all about that in December. The reason why I have my September goals here is because I'm not changing them. I didn't change them in October. That's why there was no video. I'm just going with the flow. And that's probably what I'm going to do a lot of next year. I don't think I'm going to do monthly goals, y'all. I will be doing monthly check-ins and stuff like that, probably like I'm doing now. Come the new year, I don't really see the point of doing monthly goals if they're going to be the same. I just need to look at what my goals are and set to-dos and priorities. So this is why this is here. This is my calendar. Oh, this has been canceled. Look at that. All right, I've already canceled that too. I've already canceled all of my memberships I needed to cancel, y'all. Look at that, already ahead. I am filming this on Halloween and I've already done everything. Okay. So here were my September goals. If you want a quick reminder, I wanted to create some routines. We'll just skip over that. 2025 trip planning. That is definitely up in the air. I'm not sure. Couple of my travel friends, I don't think they can travel next year, or they already have like other plans, like other commitments that they have to do for like family or something like that. So I'm not sure that that's going to work. There is still a possibility, but I'm just going to kind of not focus on that. Connections and quality time. I have done some quality time with the parents. That's more on their end than my end. They've been coming over and helping me out with house stuff. Socialize at least 2 times. I did go on quite a few outings with my cousin and stuff like this month. I mean, that's more quality time and not really socialization. I haven't been socializing with strangers. So I think that's what I meant by it. Rein in frivolous spending. You saw how I'm doing that. I am working toward that, y'all. Home, oh my gosh, I pretty much have done most of my fall cleaning. That was done last weekend. And then work and learning, routines, and mental wellness, de-stressing and reducing anxiety. I have been journaling and stuff like that. So I'm actually okay. I haven't been falling off completely. But what I want to do, and like I said, I'm not going to do, so like these are like my action steps for the month of September, just so we can see how it was. I really need to work on a routine. So I definitely want to do a PM routine. I still haven't done it. So when I say to-dos, I'm going to write it right here. I'm going to say create an evening routine. Okay, that's what I need to do. Time tracking, I'm not doing that right now just because my work schedule is all over the place. It's definitely a hybrid schedule currently. Usually I have more days at home than in the office. However, that is subject to change just because I'm in a very busy time with work currently. So sometimes it's actually more at work than at the office. I mean, than at home. So I'm going to put a pause on that and probably until January, because December is going to be kind of crazy too, because I'm going to go from busy at work to like 2 weeks of nothing to do. So I think I'm going to pause that until January. Like fun and adventure, I'm just going to skip that. I might be going on a work trip, so that might that would be fun with work. Finances, we're good there. We are so good there. But what I do need to do, I don't know how to do this. So I've been budgeting, I've been finance tracking. What I really need to do for now is I need to figure out those big purchases. So I need to budget, and I'm going to say big purchase. And that's more, I need to like figure out what's going to go into my savings. Am I going to like reduce my savings amount for the month? I probably will. Let's just say I am. I'm definitely am. I do it every year where I reduce the amount going into savings to almost zero for November and December. It's fine. It's fine. So for those big Black Friday purchases, so that's what that means. It's kind of doing that. Home, I've already done the declutter of every room, but this month I need to do fall cleaning, bedroom. Every other room has been done. I'm going to save a lot of the declutter for December. December, I want to go through my pantry. I want to go through all of my closets. Need to go through like my shoes and stuff like that and just toss stuff. But the pantry, I'm going to be tossing stuff, like looking at expiration dates, and I like to do that every quarter. And then the weekly deep cleaning, I've done that already. But that's been happening. It's the daily cleaning that I still struggle with. The texting friends. So what I need to do is I'll just put keep in touch with friends, and then I'm going to put here scheduled dinner. And what I'm probably going to do with this is when I come into like Monday or whatever, one of these days, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to I'm going to just say text whoever and then do that. So that's what I'm going to do for that. But I want to put that here so that way I remember it. All right. So then it says schedule outings. I did schedule an outing, but like, you know, I think in September it was to go see Beetlejuice. So that's why that got checked off. And then I was trying to schedule an outing to go to a like brewery or vineyard. And then I didn't do it because I decided to clean instead. But my parents also came over and power washed my house. But that was supposed to be for that weekend. But then I did go, my cousin had invited me when we had chatted about that. She invited me to go see Beetlejuice and do not Beetlejuice. She invited me to go to the drive-in to see Nightmare Before Christmas and do trunk or treat with them. So I did do that in October, but I need to do something else in September. So I need to do, 2 social activities because it is Thanksgiving. Again, this might not be with strangers. The intent was to like go to places where strangers are, or like where there's a whole bunch of people. Like, you know, if you go to a brewery, it's like you and whoever else, but there's also abundance of other people there that you can mingle with. Yeah. That's not probably happening, but whatever. Work and learning, I'm just going to skip that right now. And then mental wellness. Journaling, I have not meditated. I probably need to do that. So I'm not going to put journaling on here, but I'm going to put on here meditate. I did not include that into my fitness, and I only did fitness and nutrition goals this month. That's a separate video. I think that one went out either on Thursday or Friday. So if you want to hear that, you can definitely check that out. But I just focused on fitness and nutrition. I didn't focus on other aspects of wellness this month. I'm trying to keep things simple, but I really want to get into meditating to kind of reduce my anxiety. But I've been reading, completely different from meditating. I know. But when I read, my mind gets shut off from everything else. And I'm only focusing on the book. So I feel like in a way, I'm halfway there. You know what I'm saying? And then work on positivity. I think I've been doing that a little bit with journaling, but I definitely need to focus on that more. But that's where the journaling comes in. So I'll just do daily journaling. I have multiple journals that I'm currently using. So I'm not going to necessarily force myself to be any specific journal, but just somehow creative type things. All right, guys. So that's it for my goals. I told you we're going to be flying through this stuff, but you can see how I'm changing things up. I will say, in the new year, it's not going to be this. It's going to be a little bit more structured than this. I'm going to actually have a bullet journal dedicated to goal setting. And I'm still trying to like figure out how I'm going to do it. So it's probably going to be me talking through it and figuring it out together. But for November and December, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to work off of my September goals because I felt like they were really good goals to keep up with throughout the rest of the year. These are things that I think are main focus areas for each of the categories. So I'm just going to pull this out in December and do the same thing. Whether or not I film it, we'll see, because I do have a busy December coming up as far as videos go. But yeah, so basically my action steps are here now. They're in my daily journal. They're in my daily planner. And then I'm going to move these over to the dailies. So what I can do when I need to do is grab a highlighter. I will use this one. This one should be actually a decent color. This was just sitting on my desk. I think I found it in my scrapbook case. Don't ask. All right. So every week, what do I need to add to my planner? I need to add. So that's what I need to add every week. The other things I need to add, but I'm not going to add them every, these are things I need to actually pencil into my to-do list. These other things, like this just needs to get done at the beginning, like a one and done, and then I need to maintain it. Fall cleaning, that's my bedroom. That's like the main one, but I'm doing everyday cleaning, but that'll get done. I might take the whole week of Thanksgiving off, so it might get done then. The meditating, let's go ahead and highlight that. I might need to add it to my routine, and I guess we'll highlight the daily journaling too. Maybe I'll pencil that into my to-do list. All right, so I think that's it with my goals. Definitely a very abbreviated version. The last thing I'm going to do. This was my Franken planner for the month of September, I set it up for the rest of the year. Obviously, I didn't want to keep this, but I think I'm actually going to move to non-expansion disc, because in this planner, I have my goal section. Obviously, I showed you what I'm going to be doing for goals. So I just need to move September over. That's it, the September pages. I also have in here, see, I'm not moving any of these over. I have these pages from a vertical planner, which if you guys caught my lineup video, which just came out, I definitely look for that. That was fun. I mentioned that I might be using this next year for my weekly overview pages for my catch-all. Originally I had this in here to do some daily journaling. Now that I'm doing it through bullet journaling, I haven't been using this, so this is not going to be needed. So the only thing I need to move over is November and December of my social media planner and my budget sections. That's all we need to move over. I am going to keep with this clear frosted cover, or this frosted cover, and then I'm going to use this for the month of November. I'm probably going to change it out for the month of December, and I just realized I need 2 of these. Let me go grab the other one. Let's do this one. I think I got this from Joann a couple years ago, but like this, I get scrapbook paper to use for flat lay photos as like backgrounds. And like this is not photo friendly, but it's perfect for my planner because I have the frosted cover over it, so it works fine. I do think I am going to invest in not a like nice paper cutter, but I want a paper cutter that has the arm on it, and you can get them on Amazon for like $15 too. I think I want that because this moves so much. Sometimes I don't get straight ones on there. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut this down to size. So I'm going to go ahead now. I have metal discs, but I didn't have enough. So I'm just going to use these plastic ones. It's fine. It's not going to be that thick. So where's my planner? Y'all, I think I'm trying to go too fast. So I'm going to take the plastic cover off. And now I think I want this here. Okay, there we go. It actually looks pretty good now because this is muted, like because it's like, you know, a little muted because of the thing. Now it looks like, I don't know, the punch might have went a little too far in, but it's fine. Look how pretty that is. That's perfect for November. All right. So there's the front and then there's the back. So pretty. All right, so now I'm going to open this. I don't need October. And what I do with these old months is the planner that I'm currently, like that I'm pulling these pages out of for like my social media, they'll all go back in that planner. So at the end of the year, all of my social media is going to be in one planner. So I just put it back in that planner. So I'm going to go ahead and pull November and December. I have 2 planners for November and December. So I have the horizontal, which I'm using for weekly planning. Just in case I don't want to change the cover, we'll put them both in there. And then I have the Happy Planner monthly layout, which I do for like my monthly overviews and my monthly goals. So that is everything that I use for like social media planning. I do like the 2 planners. I need 2 calendars. So I'm like, let's just go ahead and use 2 planners. They were both super cheap. I think combined, they were less than $20 total. So was not really a crazy expense. Now I do have a few other things in here I do want to move over. So I do want to move over this divider. I don't label it, but it's just there to kind of tell me. And then I have labels that I made myself. that sometimes I use, sometimes I don't use. And then I have folders with more stickers in it. I like keeping them in the planner itself if possible. All right, so then October is still in here. And then that brings us to the goals section, which even though I'm doing goals differently, I want to keep. So I'm going to pull out all of this, including this. I'm not doing my, I will be going back to doing assessments. So assessments have not gone away. I will be doing an overall assessment in December, but I have not done assessments currently. I didn't do one last month, and obviously you guys saw I didn't do one this month. Just because I just got to get better at it. Things have gone awry, and I want to be positive, and I don't think the assessments would be very positive at the moment. So we're just going to skip them for now. Yeah. All right. And then I want to move over my September goals, because these are now going to be my fourth quarter goals. So even though they said September, they're my fourth quarter goals. So we'll put them there. And I like the action steps. I thought were fine. I am going to move over some extra pages just because you never know. So we're going to move all of this stuff over just in case I change my mind. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to change my mind for November, but I like to have them in here just in case I change my mind for December. And I just put November's tab divider in there. Like I said, I'm not moving over the vertical because I have not been using that for journaling. So finally, I'm going to move everything over from my financial section. Most of this cover work are images from Wrong. Sometimes you can get images in her Facebook group. I mean, they're old. And then sometimes you can get them through like her email. She'll like send things. I've gotten them randomly. So just really quick for my budget section, I have my monthly bill trackers. This is an overall. I just dated it 1 through 31. And then I put the due date of certain credit card payments or certain bills. Okay, and then I have my bill history. I need to update this. And now I have a new one. I have my subscription reminders, which I need to update this. My bill tracker. Okay. This is really for the quarter. So this is going to go here. Because when I created that, it was with the quarter in mind. And then I'm just going to move over the November and December monthlies. So again, I'm just using a regular monthly tab from an old outdated planner just because I like that it says November. And I'm just using it as a divider. I might eventually put some scrapbook paper or something behind it. So this is what I'm moving. You can see weekly expenses. That's all that this is. There is a blank page at the end of each month. I never use it, but I'm going to move it over because why not? And then December, and it looks like I put a few of these daily plans in there. So we'll just carry that over too. Because, you know, it might be a good idea to reevaluate these come there. And then I'm going to throw in, I keep this little project section. This is a divider that came from a Homebodies extension pack. Oh, you can have it this way or this way. We'll do it this way. And here's like the extension pack little pieces from the Homebody. And then I got this from just filler paper that I purchased from Happy Planner a while back. So this is everything I believe that's going to go in my Franken planner. So I'm going to just pop in November and December from the budget section. I'm going to be organizing my Franken planner so much better next year. It's not going to have very many sections, but I'm still going to organize it so much better because my catch-all is going to be in there, so I have to. All right, there we go. I think we're done. So here is my November and December planner. So again, we're going to start with my social media section. I could put a label in it to divide it up, know what it is, but it's fine. This is pretty much the only planner that I come into on a daily basis. So I have November, my 2 planners for November, and then the 2 for December for social media planning. then for my goal section, like I said, you saw that. I just have my stickers. I put some blank paper, and then I put my September goals, which I'm going to be using for the rest of the year because I really like them. And then some of the DIY type pages I created. And then the bills section, which I just kind of went through and shown you. So you have that. This is my flex spending one. I don't really want to show all of that information because it has doctor names and stuff on it. And then these all will get updated in December because you can see there's a lot of scratch throughs because those have been canceled. So I'll be going through those in December, setting it up and things like that. I'll probably just show you after the fact. I probably won't do it on camera. I need to update the bills. So these are things that I update once a year. I don't feel like changing these every quarter. That's why it's sloppy, but it's front and back. So it's plenty of room. And then this is what I just went through today. So this is like my quarterly expense guide. I'll probably do December on the back. And then you just saw my budget sections and then my project section. We did it, guys. We did a lot in this video. I hope it was okay. I'm going to try to do something similar to this in the future. It won't be as chaotic because I'm not always going to be doing planner refreshes. It's just the current cover with Halloween, so I needed to change it from Halloween. Plus, I needed to remove a few sections because I wasn't using them. But for the most part, if things are staying pretty consistent, I won't be doing monthly refreshes. I usually do quarterly refreshes, and those are usually its own separate video when it comes to just updating my planner. But like you saw, a very modified goal type thing, as well as probably it was a little bit longer than the goals, but like the budget refresh as well. So there we go, guys. Let me know what you think of this like whole style of video. It's a lot, but I feel like it's something I usually do at one time anyway. So it just made sense to put it all in one video. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Whatever, it definitely helps guide what I do in the future as far as filming goes. All right, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. And if you enjoyed it, please press that like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would consider subscribing. All right, guys, that is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.